So I think we can all agree that this is weird, right? As most of you know, I am packing to get ready to move to a cruise ship, which I'm really excited for. I leave in 2 days, and I gotta be honest with you, packing was no easy task. I got boosted yesterday, and well, my left arm has been hurting pretty bad. I can't even lift it up. But anyway, speaking of me moving to a cruise ship, I think it is fitting for today's topic, seeing as how we are going to talk about two major cruise lines that are showing very large signs that they are understaffed. I'm talking specifically about Carnival and Royal Caribbean cruise lines. I will be giving you 3 reasons as to why I think this is happening, along with some other details. But before we get started, I know this is looking a little Matrix-like, a little bland, a little white. We're going to put some color into the situation. There, that should do the job. Now let's go ahead and get started. So the idea of cruise lines being understaffed when it comes to its crew members have been a topic of discussion for a couple months now. Some people say it's just a rumor, while others really don't care. At least until it takes a while for their lobster tail to come out on lobster night, or when their loyalty perks are affected. That's when it starts to matter to everybody. So to be straight up with you, of course, with things varying from ship to ship, cruise line to cruise line, the rumors are definitely true. There is a staffing shortage amongst the cruise ship industry when it comes to its crew members. I witnessed it firsthand just last week, even on a slow cruise on board Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas from Seattle, Washington over to Alaska. From embarkation day, from the food and drinks to getting any kind of service, things were obviously and noticeably slow on board the ship. I didn't see a single security officer. I also got confirmation from friends of mine from different departments that are also crew on board, and there are a lot of them, that confirmed to me that the ship was cut down from its crew members by about 50% for varying reasons. Like I said, I'm going to explain later on in the video. Now, I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to get to the 3 reasons as to why I believe there are staffing shortages going on board cruise ships. But briefly, I do also want to talk about 3 points going on with Carnival, as they have already openly admitted that they currently have a staffing shortage that they're dealing with, and they're trying to get resolved by summer, which is literally right around the corner. Well, technically, this Friday, summer starts. But either way, Carnival has come out and said that they are going to be making changes to their loyalty perks, which again is a big deal. When the people that consistently cruise are being affected, that just means there is a problem. They are also going to be limiting the capacity of the amount of passengers that are going to be on board their ships, and they are also canceling some dining options as well. All this due to staffing shortages. So the first reason as to why cruise lines are experiencing staffing shortages is due to visas with its crew members. So for those of you that don't know, primarily my American viewers, basically, well, we all know what a visa is. In order for a crew member to work on board a cruise ship, even though cruise lines are technically not American companies, well, they're not at all. That's why they wave Bohemian flags and other flags of convenience. They still have to have work visas, the crew members that is, in order to work on board cruise ships. Unfortunately, we are seeing an issue where those visas are taking a little bit longer to process. You have Christine Duffy, the president of Carnival. She is right now trying to work with the State Department to expedite this process so they can get as many crew members back to the fold and working on board cruise ships as possible, because obviously, like I said, summertime is right around the corner. I forgot exactly when summertime physically starts, but I do know that my son gets out of school this Friday and he's done for the summer. So he has his summer break and vacation. So things are going to get wild, and I do unfortunately believe that because of this reason, which I'll explain later on in a second, guys, that summer is definitely going to be affected when it comes to this particular situation. So you have the United States and the UK being affected, at least when it comes to Carnival, but this is not a Carnival issue alone. This is also going to affect the other cruise lines, whether it be NCL, whether it be Royal Caribbean, Holland America, you name it. This is something that's happening globally right now. The second reason for the staffing shortage that's currently going on with its crew members on board cruise ships is due to, well, no surprise here, COVID. If you guys have been on a cruise ship over the past couple weeks, we have started to unfortunately experience a rise in cases, not just among passengers, but also the crew. Now, it is always hard to pinpoint exactly why, how, who are they getting all this stuff from, who's passing it along. These are always questions that people want answered. However, there are so many different factors in the equation. You have brand new crew members that are getting on board cruise ships, just like when I was on Ovation of the Seas. Again, guys, I'm using this as a reference because I was literally just on this ship. I have a friend that just signed on on, and she got COVID. Next thing you know, she had to quarantine, and then another friend of mine on Ovation of the Seas got COVID, so on and so forth. But this is not only a Royal Caribbean issue, this is definitely happening for other cruise lines. Like I said, if you guys have cruised recently, then you know that for a fact, and it does seem that maybe we are starting to see some type of spike in COVID in general. Hopefully it doesn't come back to the point to where we're dealing with the pandemic levels of to the point to where we got to do some more cancellations and we got bigger problems at hand than just a couple people getting sick and having to quarantine. Now, the third reason for crew member shortages, staffing shortages on board cruise ships is because there are crew members that are, believe it or not, they're quitting. They are leaving the cruise line they are working for, and some of them may not just be quitting outright. Some of them are transferring to other cruise lines that are going to give them a better quality of life and maybe have a little bit more morale on board, because this is something that a lot of crew members have been dealing with. Again, using it as a reference because I was just there, and I have a lot of friends that work for Royal Caribbean, of course with NCL, Carnival, but mainly Royal Caribbean. There's a situation right now that because of the rise in COVID cases among Royal Caribbean, they are taking away a lot of the crew members' privileges. A lot of them are not getting shore leave, and a lot of them are not getting recreation time. So their recreation room is closed, their crew bar is closed. So the rec room on board and the crew bar on board cruise ships for a lot of crew members is literally the only place that they can be social. And regardless of what you guys think, and regardless of how anti-social you may be out there, well, we are social beings. Us as humans are social creatures, and cruise lines specifically go out of their way to hire people that are more sociable people than your average Joe. So when you take that away, you got a lot of crew members that just simply are not happy, and they want to find a better quality of life, and it's not what they signed up for. Even though a lot of them are there to work, let's be honest, they are also given the promise that they are going to be able to travel and experience the world. And we all get that it is in the eyes of public health and safety, and I'm probably going to end up making a separate video about all this. But you have a lot of crew members that either, I promise you, are quitting, or they are thinking about it, or they're thinking about transferring to another cruise line that is going to afford them the opportunity to live a better quality of life during their contracts on board cruise ships. But either way, guys, I'm going to leave it right here. I just wanted to get this information out to you. I actually got to get out of here. I have to drive all the way to Orlando right now to go get my medical examination done. It's the last thing that I need in order to be clear to go for my cruise ship contract with Virgin Voyages. And by the way, if you guys haven't been keeping up, I do have another channel called Jay the Nomad, link in the description box below and pinned in the comments, of my journey as a crew member. I strongly advise you guys to check it out, because I do believe that as a passenger, if you guys don't believe in the fact that the crew members are the absolute backbone to your overall experience, I don't know why a lot of you don't want to watch. I don't care personally. I think it's interesting, but I would highly encourage all of you to watch this journey, because I'm going to be interacting with a lot of crew members, doing interviews, and you guys are always asking what crew members want. I'm going to do my best to give that perspective of things, give you guys a real first-hand perspective of what things are like for the crew on board as well. So tune into that. I strongly advise it. If not, it's all good. Not going to hurt my feelings. Anyway, guys, hit that like button on your way out. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Just know that I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.